Good morning. It's Judy from Thistledew Creations, and I'm going to do a little flip through of the items I'm going to send to Wanda in Nova Scotia. We're doing a swap. I'm trying to think why we're doing the swap. We didn't get matched up on a group. We decided to do it ourselves. Can't remember how it started, but it doesn't matter. We're doing a swap. We decided to do a swap for some reason. Maybe when I find the item, it'll come to me. Anyway, I'm going to throw in a couple pairs of earrings for her. I have a 20-year earring business, and I'm going to send her these ones that are gold and silver with some swirls. And I figure I don't really know her. I only know her through Facebook. So these ones have little butterflies around a black dot in the center, three-dimensional, like a stone dot. And then these ones are turquoise rondelles with crystals, rondelles. And so I'm just going to send her those, and she can either wear them as earrings, give them as gifts, or she can take them apart and use these components on her journals. So I don't worry too much. I don't fret too much about whether someone will like the earrings that I send them or if they'll be too long, too short, whatever, because I know there's other ways that a crafter can use them. So when I'm doing a box, I will try to send some dimensional things like this that I can't normally send in an envelope. So that's why she's getting these ones for sure. These ones are a little thicker as well. So when you're doing just an envelope, you want to keep it as thin as possible. And then these, I just did a yard sale haul, and these I had already pulled out. We had done a little swap a while ago for some playing cards, and she had requested some Florida ones that were just about like this design, but in a playing card format, because her daughter has been to Florida a few times, and so she wanted to make something for her daughter with those. So when I saw these, I remembered that we had done that other swap, and I thought, oh, those are for Wanda. Put those in with her swap stuff. So two postcards from Florida. And this one I loved with the cat laid back and loving it. And they're not used, so she can use those. And then this stuff has been in my stash over 20 years. It's from the liquidation something store. Anyway, it's not in business anymore. But this is ribbon. I think it was also a sticker. I'm not mistaken. I got to take it out of this package because I have to flatten it to send it to her anyway. So I'm going to open it up and see. Something tells me it was a sticker. I bought it so long ago, and I've hardly even used any of it. No, it's not a sticker, but she can certainly, oh, maybe it is. There does seem to be, like that was what made me think it was a sticker, that white piece. But it almost looks like there's a bit of a coating on the back. Anyway, she can always glue it down. But I love it. It's sort of not quite gold, not quite silver color, but it is like a metallic look. Or it's like a silver with a slight gold tint to it. So I'm going to send her at least part of this roll. I might send her the whole thing if I can get it in the box gracefully, because I have several rolls of it. So I just thought that would be a nice unexpected thing. And it will be unexpected because I'm not going to put this online until she gets her box. It'll just be a chance once she posts online that she received it, then I can put this in this I can put this video in the comments for people to watch if they want to. And then I had some snippets of lace that I use in my clusters and stuff that I thought I would send her a couple pieces of it. So I have this one, and then, oh, this one has a rust stain. I might pick her out a better piece. But this was from a tablecloth that I cut up. So I will get her a piece without rust. And then this was from my yard sailing when we were camping haul back in May. And again, this one has a bit of a stain on it, so I'll get her a better piece. I'll keep those ones for myself. I've just sort of started to gather up the the supplies. And this is torn out of, I think, an old apron that I had. So it's just a couple of little snippets of multicolored fabric. And I don't use these colors very often. So I thought, well, I can give up some of that. So I'll either bundle it up or wrap it around something or something like that. And then I've mentioned these sheets a couple of times and I haven't used them very much. I bought I think it was a twin sheet in this vintage rose pattern, and I tea dyed this piece. I didn't tea dye all of them, but I got a blue one and I got a purple one, purple roses. I should give her a piece of that too. So I ripped it all into strips right away, because what I'll do with this kind of thing usually is fold it up and put it on a shelf up in my spare bedroom and never ever use it or sell it. So I thought, well, if I don't rip it up, I'm not going to use it. So I ripped it up, and just rips really easily. And so I'm going to send her some of that so she can have a play. And it also gives, I find when I get a little snippet of something like this, I go, oh yeah, I've got one of those I can do that with. So I'm hoping she'll have the same experience, and it'll prompt her to think of something else she can use. And then this lace I got at the Mission thrift store a couple weeks ago when I was out shopping with my brother, of all people. A great big bunch of it for, I think, $4 or $5 or something like that. So that'll be in a recent haul. Well, I recently did the haul. Who knows what order I'll post it in. And then this is from my jewelry making days as well. This is I got a 12 pack of these denim necklaces. I just thought they were so cool, and I still do. I really think they're cool. They're like a choker, and they came with something kind of nondescript as a dangle, and I changed all the dangles. So this one is more of an ornate round pendant. And again, if she doesn't like it as a necklace, she can use this in snippets. She can use it to edge a page. She can use this as a charm or the front cover of her book, or whatever she wants to do. And then there'll be a little bit of chain as well. And then these ribbon ends, she would be able to pry them open and do like a ribbon sampler with that if she wanted to. So again, she can use it as jewelry if she wants, but if it's not her style, there's lots of other things she can do with it. And then this is two part. I got these little bags, I think on Temu. It might have been AliExpress. I was buying a lot from AliExpress a few years ago, and then I switched to Temu. So I'm not sure which one it was. But it's like a mason jar shape with the red gingham topper. And it does have a bottom in it, so it opens up and will stand flat once it's full. But I just love these for giving little treats or little bits and bobs. So what I had here was some flat back dragonflies, which I purchased to make hair accessories and earrings. And I did some, but I had quite a few of each one. So I gave her one of each color that I have. And then this was a metal dragonfly that, these ones are acrylic. And then, so this one was on a barrette, and the barrette broke. So I just continued to take it off. I gotta get that sharp edge there. I just use my emery board to get any sharpness off of these kinds of things so that no one's gonna hurt their finger on it or tear paper that they don't mean to tear on it. There's some wire wrapped around there. I'll have to get that off. But yeah, I thought she could use that either to make a dangle or on a cover of a book or something. So a nice 3-dimensional piece. And I put them all inside of this just to give her the bag and some treats inside of it. And in our case, it doesn't have to be candy anymore to be treats. It can be pretty things, right? So I will package that up for her later. And then this was in this was in my hair accessories thing too. When I made jewelry, I made a lot of hair accessories as well. So this I use sometimes to wrap around a book to keep it closed, maybe to flatten some paper in a book and you want to hold it closed. So this is a color that I don't really use much myself. Now I could use it for crafting too, but I just thought I would give that to her to give her that idea. So if you weren't sure what you were going to do with that, Wanda, that was my intention. And then these, I might have to look back in my videos, make sure she didn't send these to me. I have, I think I did receive these in a swap, so I just want to be careful. If you sent them to me, Wanda, I will be taking them out. You don't want them back, that's why you sent them to me. But anyway, I do like these kinds of things. I have these butterflies in a bunch of colors, turquoise, pink, purple. The purple ones have been the most popular for making earrings. So they're already a beaded dangle. I used to buy these at Fabricland, and they would often go on sale, and there was lots of different designs of them. We would always just cut the beads off and sort them and use them in making jewelry. So she could do the same if these didn't come from her, and she does indeed get them. She can do the same. These make great little accessories all by themselves. They do have a hole through the body, so you could insert some little antennae in the top hole, and the bottom hole isn't really that visible. You could fill it with clear silicone or something if you really wanted to. But those are there. And then a few more snippets of fabric. I've got some limeish green, which came out of a blouse that I ripped into strips. Quite a bit of that. I find that it works well with florals. And then some blue kind of tree design torn into strips. Can't remember what that one was out of. Maybe just fabric. It might have just been fabric. And then some of the wired ribbon in a beautiful burgundy rose. And I recently just tore some of this up. What I do with these is I tear the metal wire off, and then you've got like a frayed organza ribbon out of the deal. And it's a great way to, I don't use wired ribbon much. Even in my gift wrapping, I don't use it. So I just make a little snip and tear that strip off. And I've even used that strip to bind a book before instead of using thread. So I put that piece in there for her. And then there was a little piece of purple organza that came off of the bottom of a blouse. So I put that in there. And then some bits of lace. So I've got some of those that I use all the time. A bit of this that came off the edge of a tablecloth. And so there's lots of pieces she can cut out of that. Great for clusters or edging a page. Some of this trim, which I had quite a big bunch of. And these ones, which are a little bit more of a tropical feel to them. This one has what looks like pearls, but I don't think they are. I think there's something cheaper, like maybe a seed or something. A little bit of black chiffon kind of fabric. It has a little bit of a square dot pattern in it, and that was out of a blouse that I ripped up. And then part of a tablecloth that I ripped up. I use those things all the time. And oh, this is the thing she saw in my thrift haul from when I went to St. Jacobs. This was what she wanted, and that's what started it all. She wanted some leaves and some sunflowers. And so I think she said she wanted a couple of leaves and one sunflower. And so out of that request, she's getting a postage box size small full to the brim. But it's okay, because I know she's going to send me back some good stuff too. So that was what started it all. And then I've got this end of a table runner with beautiful beige and gold embroidery. So there's lots of flowers that she can get out of there. Roses, daisies, scrolls, the whole bit. I have the other end of it somewhere. What we should do is do a challenge and see what we could each make out of these things. And then I bought a set of 4 of these placemats. Now this is pretty special. I don't remember how much I paid for these, but I've been hoarding them, so I thought this was a good chance to get rid of one and someone can actually use it. I didn't want to take it out of the plastic, but it's appliqued and hand stitched around each petal. I don't know if you can see that. And then the different shades of pink, and then the body of it is organza, so that can be ripped into strips. She may have the same problem as I do and not feel like she can rip that up, but that's up to her. And then a little piece of, oh, there's another one of those bits. a little piece of like a canvas material that's been ripped into a strip. This was a pattern for either not crochet, embroidery, or the paints, Artex paints. And I just ripped it up because I wasn't ever going to do it. I didn't have the instructions and that kind of thing. So just a piece of canvas. And then this is also out of a blouse, the black and white or black and cream stripes. And I've used this quite a bit for tag toppers. You can use it like a ribbon, very pliable. And then this one is out of a tea towel, cream or off-white with beige stripes. I'll strip it of that. And then I cut quite a big piece of this. This was a bit of fabric I got at a thrift store, and it's organza with purple, and these are kind of like fuzzy polka dots. So I give her quite a bit of that as well. So that's all gonna try to squeeze into the box along with these other paper things that I'm about to show you. And I think she's gonna be thrilled because this is all she really wanted. But it's so much fun to destash, and you know that you're gonna get something cool back in return too. And we've swapped a few times before now, so we each kind of know how generous the other person's gonna be. So I think we'll be pretty fair with each other. So in the paper parts, I've got some textured note cards. These are the ones that I made little notebooks out of. I had quite a few of each color, so I give her one of each of those. And then these Ziploc paper sandwich bags that I showed in one of my napkin hauls. I decoupage napkin over top of them. They're kind of like a waxy parchment paper kind of thing. They're not real waxy. They're maybe more of a parchment paper in a neutral color, and then the green stamping on them. So I got a few of those, and in one of them I've got some little coin envelopes. In one of my other hauls, a friend at work gave me some stuff, and she gave me a whole box of these, well, almost a whole box of these. And then these papers, I got a big box of them, and they're the end papers for when you do a permanent to curl someone's hair. So they're like little tissue paper squares, or rectangles, I guess. So I just tuck those in there for safekeeping. And then I put 3 pages of my watercolor background sheets that I've been doing art on. These ones are from a pad that I came from one of the dollar stores, and they have a pre-printed design. So this one says "Make Today Great." She can either use that and color it in or whatever, or she can use the other side. This one says "Enjoy this sweet moment." And this one has like a floral border around it. So she can do whatever she wants with those. Use them in her signatures or as covers or whatever. And then I've got a snippet of 2 of my wallpapers that, this is actually the wallpaper that's in my bedroom. Toile, cream with green toile. And this one used to be in my kitchen. We just changed it over a few years ago. So I do decorate a lot with greens, and that's a good background color for any floral design. And then this was on her wish list. When we decided to do the bigger swap, I told her to go through my recent hauls and send me a picture of anything in the haul that she kind of would like to have. And this is from my St. Jacob's trip hauls, and I got, I think, 4 of these decks of a beauty book. It's a whole bunch of different gardening pictures and information about the plants. So great for making ephemera. So I'm giving her a whole deck. And then this is some out of some papers from work, some pictures of marbles and quartz countertop samples. So they're 2-sided too, so she can use those however she wants. They're a little on the glossy side. And then this is a set I got at another yard sale. It was the template set for routering letters. So I gave her her initials, WF. So she can use those however she wants. And then a sampling of book page book pages. So we have some, I think I did like 3 of each. So we have coin pages, Heloise housekeeping hints. This is out of a really old cookbook, 3 pages. You can see how ratty those pages are. And then French English dictionary pages. And then out of a book, like a novel, Footprints in the Sand. The Black Stallion, 3 pages. And then this looks like another dictionary. I have a really old dictionary. And then this one is a quiz book for like your IQ. So there's 3 pages out of that. And then a gardening book, 3 pages, some text and some pictures. And then a children's book. This was Beatrix Potter, 3 pages. And then this was just a notepad that I had, and it says travel theme. So there's a travel and the ship up at the top, and it's just lined paper. And then on the back, there's a little Paris sticker. And then this one was about a quilt. Good Morning, Sally. It's something about a quilt, and there was just some great graphics on there. And then some Winnie the Pooh pages, 3 of those. And then this was a book about a lion, kids book. So I grabbed 3 pages out of that. And I tried to just do it random without really looking too hard at what I was giving her. And then a bunch of different ledger paper. So this is a small ledger notepad that I found, a notebook. And then this was a used leather ledger binder from the 80s. So I just grabbed 3 random pages out of that, and they have some writing and numbers on them. And then a treasurer's cash book, expenditures and receipts. So I think these ones are old enough and nobody's really paying attention that you could photocopy them and use them if you wanted to. You've always got 3 originals. And then in this little pouch that I made with napkin decoupage on butcher's paper, I have a whole roll, 2 feet wide, of the pinkish brown butcher's paper because one year my husband shot a deer and we had to wrap our own meat. We cut and wrapped our own meat, so we have a lot of it left. I sent her one of my ATCs with my Thistledew Creations YouTube logo on the back. So butterfly and a flower and some burlap, etc. So I wanted to send her an ATC for sure. And I put it in a nice little pouch that I made. And then we have 3 pieces of floral botanical drawings or paintings or prints. So because these were, the information for the flower was on the facing page, so I wrote on what it is. So evening primrose, common mullein, and rabbit foot clover. So I gave her 3 of those. And then 3 pages out of a cake decorating book. And this book was also from, I think, the 80s. So I just did sort of random. There's 3 pages. And then there's some more ledger. This is the train order book that I picked up when I was in St. Jacobs as well. I think this one was somewhere around Cambridge that I got this, or maybe Waterloo. We thrifted in several cities and towns. And then this is another ledger book with the hard cover that I have. So I tore 3 pages out of that. And I got page 9, page 5, and page 7. So I didn't stray too far. And then this one is different. Again, red and blue lines. It's page 75, page 53, and page 35. So these will be a little difficult to photocopy. There's your 8.5 and 11. 8.5 by 11 paper. Doesn't quite cut it. Now you could do it this way and get the full width and the 75, and even you could maybe photocopy that rough edge too if you wanted to copy them and use them. So let me know in the comments if you would like me to share when they have like a place to share in the group. I could share a digital of something like that. And then I put the cover of the Book of Wildflowers in there for her too. So it's got the picture on the front, it's got the little bit of text inside, and then the back has a little more text. But you know, you can always use the plain side of the paper to stamp on or to do art on. You might be able to use that with alcohol inks. It's shiny enough, actually. I should try that. And then this is a tag that I made right at the beginning when I was first making tags. This is a coloring page from the dollar store, the mandala, half a mandala, covered with napkin. And then the back side is covered with, it wasn't coffee dyed paper, it was just an off-white paper. I see this is kind of bubbled, but I'm sure she'll forgive me for that. And then I did multiple holes in the top and did like a little tassel coming out of each hole. So I thought that was pretty whimsical. So she can use that idea. And then this is my paper that I made with doily or table runner over top of a colored paper. And I did this in several colors. And I saved it in my computer so I can print it out whenever I want. And I just stuffed it with some tall goodies. So I received this in a recent swap. I don't think I'm going to use it, so I thought I'd give it to her. This is something that I made, a little bookmark just on cereal box. And I'm not sure where this little quote came from, but I thought it was neat. And then a paper-backed paint chip sample. That's out of a book of paint chips. And then this is a little waterfall notebook that I made with a calendar for the backing and the little cover. And so I actually want to do a video and make a bunch of these. I love them. But I thought I would send her those since they fit nicely in that pouch. And I do want to print out some more of those. I'm getting low on them. And then I had a bunch of these printables that were envelopes. So I had already cut them out and I was sort of saving them to use them. And I thought I would give her these and put stuff inside. Now I didn't glue them closed, and that way she can use them however she wants. But it kind of just corrals this stuff for giving. So this one is a little booklet, and this was a notepad that I tore apart. A notepad or an address pad, a dress book. And I made a tiny little skinny notebook out of it. And I did that in a way that I hadn't really even seen anyone do. I thought that was kind of neat. And then a couple postcard that I made out of a printable, you know, these have been sitting around in my box waiting to be used or given. So now they're getting given. And this is another one with a trellis and some flowers, just little journal cards that she can put into her crafts. And then this is like a file folder shape. Just a piece of box board that I've covered on two sides. So I put that one in a little printed envelope. And then a smaller version of the same thing. And with some smaller stuff in it. So there's a little, this was a business card I picked up at a trade show that I went to. So it's somebody's art, watercolor. And I just covered over the back. And then an Alice in Wonderland piece of paper. And this is a printable that I printed out and cut out. And so are these. I really love these. They're sort of that country kitchen theme. Firetime marshmallows, snowflake sugar, and coconut. So those fit in the envelope. So that's part of the reason they're in there, just because they fit. And then the other night I made up a bunch of these little handkerchief pockets, I guess you would call them, where you fold it in such a way that you can tuck things in. So I made these little sunflower cards. Those aren't even backed. She can back it if she wants. And then some little music paper printout and a blue bingo card, mini. So just a fun assortment. And then this is actually relatives of mine, but this was posted on the local out and about in Northumberland County or something like that, or Coburg yesteryears or something like that. And Joseph Greer and Sons would have been some relative of mine, I'm not sure who, but my grandfather was a dairy farmer, but his name wasn't Joseph, so it can't be him. But I just thought that was kind of neat coming from me. And then I might write her a note and put it in this, but I don't think I'll write it right on the card because the card's so pretty, she might want to reuse it. But I thought that that might be where I put her little note to thank her for doing the swap. And then I have one more bigger one of these fold-up envelopes. I do love these. I really do. I might print some more out because most of the time, if I print it, I've got it saved on my laptop as well. So these are also some cards that I made, some of my early collaging. And actually, you can still see on the back side, you can see what this was. It was Creative Memories, something or other, packaging. And then more of those pink sunflowers. And yeah, same thing. You can sort of see through the back, but she can ink it up or add more paper to it or whatever she wants. I just love these, either lilacs or, I think they're lilacs, but there's blue and pink, or yeah, blue and pinky purple, so they might be hydrangeas. But I just love that print. And I love this music with the birds. I do a lot of music paper background these days. And so that goes with these other two envelopes. Now this one was a thing I thought of, and I thought, oh, I could do that. A page from my cluster book. So I've shown my cluster book several times now, and where I'm adding to it and where I take one out, I add one back in. So I wrote right on it what it was so she would know, and she's probably seen that video. I'm pretty sure she watches my video. But I really like this edge cluster where it's just strips. There's 4 different strips of paper there, and then the little ticket at the bottom. She can further embellish it, whatever she wants to do, but I want to start a new cluster book in a big old-fashioned scrapbook that I have, so I thought this would be one way for me to use them up, is to give some away. And then I'm also sending her a signature. So I have 3 signatures that are the same as this. This one had the one torn page, the other 2 do not. So I might list them on my Etsy shop, so I wanted the 2 that I have to be the same. So I decided to give her this one. So this, I think if you've seen my signatures video, you've probably seen this. But it has an assortment of pastel and daisies and just pretty papers and some coffee dyed paper, some pansy paper, some homemade paper, some check receipts. And that's a whole sheet of them that's folded in half, all 3 colors. And then some pink plaid, some florals, some plain ivory paper, some ledger paper again. So I've got the duplicate of these pages. So again, Wanda, if you see this video soon after you get your package, if you would like, we could work on a challenge for each other to make the same journal for Easter, because we've got all winter to do it, using this signature in any way we want. You don't have to use everything or something. We could make up our own rules, right? So if you want to do a challenge with me on the Easter journal, I would be up for that. And then another little piece of Anaglypta wallpaper. And along the same lines, this is the plastic backsplash tiles that you can get at the dollar store or at Home Depot or Home Hardware. Probably decorating stores too. When I first started packing, I was thinking I was using an extra small box, so I cut it into squares. The sheet that you get is 4 times one of these squares. So I sent her 2 of those. And then a good length of this wallpaper that I got on my St. Jacob's trip that looks like a white picket fence. Good bit of that. And then this is out of my jewelry making. This was my hair accessories cards. I would clip a barrette or a scrunchie around this thin part on the card, and then I would poke holes and put coordinating earrings. And there's also a place here that you can stick a barrette or a bobby pin. And so I thought she could use those in her junk journal. And then I also put this little card with doily over top and put some glittery bobby pins on there for her because they make good paper clips. And then a little organza bag filled with my paper ruffles that I've hand sewn and machine sewn. And I think I sent her some of these before. I remember asking her if she sewed or not, and I sent her some of these ones. I don't know if I had sent her any of these ones before, so she get a few more of them. And I find when I get stuff that I don't normally make myself, I tend to use it right away. And I got a whole bag of these at my thrift haul for, I got them thinking I would use them for when I'm doing alcohol ink art, because you can put straight alcohol in here and drip it on the page and it'll make the alcohol colors do funny things. So that's what I gave her that for. And then cards, I suggested to her that we do a card, playing card swap while we're at it. So I put together almost a full deck of cards for her, which is just 3 of each one that I had, is what I did. So I don't know if she's giving me that many or not, but I just figured while I was at it, I would give her a good sampling of what I have. And then, oh, actually I did 4 of each one. So I've got, I think that's Scotland and a barn print, and Centerstone is one that I picked up at a trade show, and it's got marble designs on the face. Beer recipes, just a nice mandala, teal blue mandala pattern. And then a Whistler BC purple mountain pattern, vintage floral, vintage birds. I think that's an M, but it could be a W for Wanda, in red and in white. And then some butterflies, some florals, some more Floridas, some geese, which would have been from the 80s, brand new pack of them. And then she commented that she liked the $50 bills in my recent thrift haul. So I sent her some of the $100 bills and some of the $50 bills. And then 4 Trivial Pursuit cards. So she can use those to make ATCs or just use them in her journals. And then I had this one odd, oh, then I got these little small ones too, with the black design on the back. And also 4 of the jumbo ones that I have with the red backs. And I was just going to make sure she didn't send me this one. I might send her that as well. I'm not sure. And then I also had these other cards that were from just different games. These ones are, I think, Oracle cards or something like that. They were fairies. So I sent her 4 of those. Picked them up because they were fairies. And then these are just positive affirmations with a rainbow and a unicorn and a rabbit for some reason. 4 of those. And then auto repair bill. This is out of some game. I don't really know what the game is. But I give her... Oh, and it even says Love Judy. I didn't notice that. Not spelt the same way, but that's okay. And then 4 pieces of photo paper. I use the photo paper for alcohol inks, so that's why I sent her that, in case she hadn't thought that she could do that. So I got to try to stuff all this in the box. In my last video, I said that I might try to do it on camera, but I don't think I'm going to. I want to go through things one more time before I do that, and then I'll probably end up using a small box, not an extra small box, but we'll see. And you never know. If there's room, I'll stuff more things in, but I think I'll call this the video. So thanks for watching. I just wanted to do this to give everyone an idea of what kind of things you can expect if you do a swap with me. And if I say that I'm going to do a small box, you will not be able to squeeze anything else into it. That's how I roll. I want to fill it. You're paying $25 Canadian to fill that box, and as long as it doesn't go over 11 pounds, it'll ship anywhere in Canada. So it's a really good deal when you look at how much you can squeeze into it value-wise. And it does give you the chance to send bulkier items that normally wouldn't fit in an envelope. So yeah, we've found both have been very satisfied with what we give each other. So don't be afraid to do swaps. Just talk to your swap partner and find out what they like, and make sure you send each other proof that you've sent your items, and communicate about if you can't send them when you said you were going to, and things like that. Most of the groups have all the rules, you know, kind of outlined for you, but I haven't had any problems so far with any of the ones that I've done. I always get a good assortment back. And one lady, even, I can't remember which one, but one lady felt that I had given her more than she gave me, so she sent me a little more, few more things in a separate envelope. So most people are very good. You don't have to worry. So swap, it's fun. It's so much fun. So thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most of all, have a great day. Happy swapping.